Hi, welcome back. It's Stephanie and Derek Evelo here with the Evelo Team at Keller Realty. Thanks so much for joining us. Today we're going to talk about low appraisals. What happens when your home doesn't appraise? So when your home doesn't appraise, there's basically three options that can transpire. Either one, the seller brings their price down to the appraised value.
Two, the buyer makes up the difference in cash. Or three, they try to find some middle ground where maybe the seller comes up half and the buyer comes with half in cash.
And Derek, what is the most common thing? Since you work with buyers most, what do buyers most commonly agree to for low appraisals?
Typically a buyer is always just going to want to have the seller bring the price down to what the appraisal comes in at. If they pay more in cash, which sometimes buyers are willing to do, that in essence is like going to a car dealership and seeing what the asking price is on the window sticker and then being okay with paying more than that. Most buyers don't want to do that.
So that's not usually common.
No.
The most common scenario that happens is that
the seller is either going to bring down the price to match what the appraisal comes in at, or they try to come up with maybe a half and half scenario. But what you need to understand when you have your house appraised and it comes in under appraised, which it's happening a lot these days because the market is such a seller's market and there's just low inventory, which is driving the price up, is you need to make sure that you really review the appraisal, make sure everything is correct on the appraisal, make sure that the appraiser who actually did the appraisal is even from our area. Sometimes we've gotten appraisals. Sometimes we've gotten appraisals done with people coming down from Fort Wayne or Evansville. They don't know our market. So those are all factors that come into play to make sure that you just need to double check to make sure everything's correct with the appraisal.
Yeah, and this came into play just recently. We had a home that didn't appraise, and what it was is that they had not taken into account a second property, a second parcel that was attached to the property. So again, just make sure that if it doesn't appraise, review the appraisal, and then talk through with the mortgage company what the options are for both the buyer and the seller, and see what creative solutions you can come up with in between. But just because a home doesn't appraise doesn't mean that the deal is dead there in the water. Just be creative and think outside the box and see how you can come up with a win-win solution.
And we'd love to help you as the Evelo team with any issues like that. We always review every appraisal that comes in just to double check to make sure all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted.
So thanks so much for joining us. We hope this answered some questions about low appraisals. And if you have any other questions about real estate or buying or selling, please feel free to check out our blog here and click on the buttons below. And again, remember as always to make each moment count.
Bye-bye.